All right, here you go. Sorry, it took a while. It's non-stop today. So here she is. I'll fire it up before it gets loud and running. At least you can kind of see 360 here. Yeah, the stain, all this nastiness will come off. Rain got in the exhaust pipe there, and then when I fired it up, it just blew sooty water everywhere. I did have this all washed up. Right now the bags are all the way down, so that's why it's sitting low like that. But yeah, this flips up. That flips up. That's for when they like kind of back into the dock at the emergency room or the hospital. So there's your inverter right there. They disconnected some stuff, probably to the siren. Yeah, like there's your Wayland module. I think this does power on. It's a reset. I think it did work. I don't know what these go to. Some other kinds of modules, kind of plugs. So, but that light does come on. I think this one is for the body module. Yeah, have fun with that. That's for all the electronics in the body. So, and all that comes on and clicks away. I have no idea what it all goes to. It's all for the lights and vacuum pump and you name it. Here's the interior. Clean, spacious. Yeah, like we talked about, extended cab. So usually it's just, the regular cab that has a little extended one. Why it's extended or what they get out of it being extended, I have no idea. It's just this extra little compartment that you don't really put anything back there. So they have like a little cabinet. I'm just leaning over the seat. You don't really walk through that area. You can. It's just kind of a pain. But yeah, there's the light. That light just fell out of the fixture. It's like these little clips. That's where the siren is. So obviously they just disconnected everything. The radio module usually goes right there. Their laptop. So this is like their PA system to talk back there. Those are all the main control switches. I'll turn everything on. It's 50 degrees outside, so in Florida, so we don't need AC. That's a first. But it's beautiful. There's your battery switch. And here are the batteries. And I gotta grab my impact because I disconnect them. Because even though it has a battery switch, they kind of, with all the electronics, it just kind of drains it down eventually, especially with a cold snap like this. I'll open up the hood and fire it up. You can hear it and see a little bit of damage. Fiberglass, very, very common. But Southern truck, Mercedes engine, 926, very, very common in these. So it's still a medium duty truck, air brakes and everything, but they put, the smaller 19.5s, so it lowers the chassis down. You'll see that on this, school buses, things like that. It's very, very common, but it's still, what's good is it's still a medium truck. So this is a Freightliner M2. I forgot what it is, 2005? Yeah. 2005, they really haven't changed the body at all. Even like a new 2019, 2018 Freightliner is the same. Here's the exact same vehicle. This is a 2007, just chassis. So it's on regular 22.5 11Rs with a cat and a 10-speed. So virtually identical truck to that one minus the transmission and engine, but chassis is the same. So it's just as heavy duty, just on a lowered chassis, lowered suspension and stuff. That's all. Let me grab try and do this all one-handed. My golf cart toolbox. It should be 9/16. Yeah. 9/16 and my impact. I'm trying to do this all. I'm trying to put a socket on with one hand. It's difficult. Hold on. This takes 4 batteries. It doesn't really need 4, but that's what it takes. So that's what I put back in it. The other ones were okay, but it would die periodically, so I just swapped them out. Help if I had the keys. Wrong one. Yeah, that's the fans going. That's probably for the body. This has a top unit, but I think it's disconnected. It just uses the chassis AC back there. Let it warm up some. Looks like someone did a new air dryer. Runs good. That's a little compartment. Let's build up the air pressure and then I'll move the truck forward. We could open up all the doors. Their primary tank's coming up. Air pressure will go off in a minute. I turned on all the switches. See how the light's going. Wait for the windows. Air pressure's almost up. So when you have the parking brake, I just push the parking brake in, it drops the idle. Pull it, it raises the idle. Because they know that this vehicle is just going to sit and idle for many hours while the guys are waiting to get a call, or maybe they're finishing up at a scene or something. And so they do that because it's better for the engine. It's bad for a motor to just sit there idling at low RPM with no load It's you could polish the cylinders that way. It's just not, it's not as good. So that fire engine, that does the same thing, because they know it's gonna sit there and idle. So I got everything on. Might be hard to see it with the sun. But everything's on. Those white ones are called light scenes, and that's it. They just kind of try and light up the area for best that they can. But everything's going. No, you cannot drive like this. That is illegal if you're impersonating emergency vehicle. But we'll start opening up all the doors. Just cabinet. These should. Oh, this doesn't have it. Yeah, actually it does. I don't know why these are off. Maybe they unplugged them, but these are all LED light strips, and to light up the tool area. They may have unplugged them or something like that. Here's the inverter. So you can see, there you go, it just turned on. I hear a cooling fan running. So these might be live. I'm not totally sure, but I just turned it off just in case. I don't know what else is plumbed in. There's a fire extinguisher bracket. There's that motherboard switch. You can see stuff is lit up on there. Just controlling everything in the body. These would be for O2 tanks to feed into the patient area. Quick, wrench set that goes with them. Walk around the other side. Then we'll go into the body. Another tool area. Main door. And this would be like a sharps disposal, needles, scalpels, whatever else, but mostly just a tool area. 12 volt if you need that, but yeah, once again, a power strip that they have, and then here's more of the LED light strips, but yeah, they have them off, or maybe they're unplugged. I'm not totally sure. Every vehicle kind of comes in a little different, so the main patient area, main body, if you will. So I've got everything on right now. Yeah, this one's clean. Usually this is all tore up, ugly, the floor's all nasty. There's a swivel captain's chair that goes there. They took that out, probably put it with the other one. There's different compartments. I can feel the AC coming out of here. The other one, yeah, here, let me get out of the way. You can see it. That's the top unit, but they have it just disconnected. They're just running it off of the chassis AC. Here's all of the control board and panels for the EMT worker, the paramedics, vacuum pump, suction pump, and then to kind of communicate with the crew forward. Yeah, this is another storage compartment. That's going to have electrical inside there, more plumbing, handrails. That's your stretcher lock down. That's a stretcher guide pins. That's a stretcher lock. And then under this bench, you see, yeah, you'll have more storage space. And then sometimes I've found everyone's a little different who builds the bodies. But sometimes they store the O2 tank in there. Here's some other cabinets, stuff like that. So right on desk, and then usually they'll have like bandages and whatnot in here. Obviously their medications, stuff like that. But yeah, pretty easy to convert, plenty of light. They're obviously working on people in here, so they got to be able to see what they're doing. We can open these up. Let's see which door. Those will stick into these bushings. So those usually, yeah, they'll stick right into there. And that's it. This is a little older one. So the other one that I sold, the minute these doors open and make electrical contact with those pins into there, it will drop the rear suspension. This one is manual, so you can kind of watch it. So I let it all out. Now it's gonna fill back up the minute I release that button. That's the first I've seen one do that. Usually you have to push it again to fill back up. So it's kind of weird that someone would have to sit there with their finger on the button. So it's just a momentary switch. Why it's like that, I don't really know. But it is. So I'm sure you could probably wire it up to be a little different. But it's usually the minute you open the doors and they both open up all the way and they make contact, then they will air down the suspension. So central tire inflation, you just fill that one area to check, both tires. It's a lot easier. There's not a lot of room to get to that inside tire. A lot of big trucks will use that too. But that's pretty much it. Another little compartment. All the lights work. Horn works. City and air. Horn works. This is the passenger side. Yeah, they would have like this spotlight there, some other items. I think that might be that other radio control, the work lamp. So in case the driver's busy, but he should have a foot pedal down there to hit it. Very common, just like the fire engine. But yeah, more outlets. Gotta have cup holders. Yeah, other than that, it runs well. Really good running truck. Be no problem. No smoking. There's oxygen aboard. Yeah, you're kind of a bad EMT if you're smoking on the job. So there it is. Let me know.